right, with Liberty.me, I'm Kyle Platt here with Judd Weiss. Thank you so much for joining me.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Now, Judd, if you don't know, although you should, is the photographer, designated photographer for almost all of these events. Someone always brings him out because he is just about the greatest photographer on earth. I'm not exaggerating. But, see, look at that. Absolutely. The love from everywhere.
I'm very shy.
But you come to all these events, and I'm interested. You know, I'm not an expert in photography, so I'd rather prefer to not talk about that and sound foolish. But you do come to all these events, and I'm sure you experience just a breadth of knowledge and new ideas at all of them. And so I'm interested to know, what are some of your best experiences and what has really influenced your thinking going to all of the conferences like FreedomFest now and all other libertarian conferences?
Well, I've been in the scene since the mid-90s. I mean, I guess I got a copy of Anthem when I was 14, and that's where it started from there. So I signed the non-aggression pledge to be part of the California State Libertarian Party in '96 or '95, something like that. So it's been a long time for me. So these conferences, I'm not learning new ideas as much because I've read dozens of books back in high school.
Sure.
I've debated these things. I've written articles. So I know the stuff. What I'm really trying to do is bring up the social aspect of it. So I think we've got a well-engineered product, and we're hashing out more of these technical ideas amongst ourselves, and that's great. But what I want to do now is push more energy towards bringing in the people outside of the 2 to 5% of the population that's intellectual, and I want to create more of a social scene, bring a better image of us outside of the world. So I'm focusing less on substance and more on style, where most of the people at these intellectual conferences are focused on substance, and that's great. But I think that style has been neglected. So I'm trying to take really cool, impressionable, compelling, memorable shots that when people that are outside of this scene look at their friends and see them, and they're like, what's up with him? What's he into? And how do I get into that? Because that looks really cool. That's part of what I'm trying to do.
Sure. I think a lot of people that I've spoken to so far would agree with you. They say, absolutely, in terms of theory, we're in good shape, but our messaging and our imaging need help. So, besides making everybody look really cool, how do you think libertarians can improve their messaging and their imaging for the outside world, outside of, our little group here?
Well, I want it to be a little bit more attractive, which means more exciting. But we also need to make it more digestible, so more simple. Because if it's too difficult, the more complicated it is, the bigger the hurdle to jump over to come over. But if it's too complicated, you've got a wall, and nobody can come over. So I want to make this very, very simple, very digestible. If you can tie your shoes, you can understand this. Live and let others live. Your life is your own. I just keep it very, very simple. If you want to look at the source code, we've got that. We've got volumes of it. But very, very simple messaging on what we're really about. And also, so the attractiveness is what I like to focus on. I'm trying to make libertarians look cooler, one nerd at a time. And right now, it's an intellectual movement, so it's going to be predominantly intellectuals like what you see, whether you're in chess club or science or any intellectual movement. That's what the libertarian movement is right now. And I'm not knocking the high-level engineering. I'm a big nerd. I've read dozens of books on this stuff. And I've written on these topics, and I hash out these topics, and I encourage the anarchy versus limited government debate and all that stuff. I'm not saying that we need to move away from that. If we didn't have a well-engineered product, we'd be the Republicans, or we would be, we need that engineering. So I have a lot of love for that. I'm just saying, in addition, we need some way to focus on our style and our attractiveness and the appeal of being a part of this, so that it's not like you need to contribute and do a sacrifice to move the cause forward, but you're actually benefiting your lives. You're meeting all these amazing people. You're gaining all these great skills. This is a benefit for you to join in the cause. That's what I'm trying to do.
Definitely. Perfect. Thanks so much, Judd. It's always a pleasure to talk to you. Great stuff.
Short. Thanks so much.
Thank you.